Arthur's forge sits near the river, smoke curling from the chimney. He's repairing a dent in a soldier's breastplate when he hears it. A shout. No, a cry for help. He drops his hammer and sprints out the door of his smithy in the direction of the shouting. Meanwhile, here I am, having attempted to rescue Mrs. Bramble's kitten from a branch hanging over the river, because of course I did. I saved the kitten, but now I'm the one hanging from the branch because it's cracked, and now I'm clinging to it for life as the river threatens to sweep me and the kitten both away. I'm clinging to it, calling for help, when I hear boots pounding on stone. Arthur appears, broad shoulders, sweat-stained shirt, arms like oak trees. He doesn't hesitate, wades right into the river, reaches up and lifts me down like I weigh nothing. I blink up at him, soaked and breathless. The kitten mewls from my arms. "You okay?" he asks, voice rough but warm. "Goblin grace," I mutter. He smiles. More like goblin bravery. Looks like the kitten's safe. He sets me on the bank. I notice his hands, calloused, careful. The kind of hands that shape metal and save drowning goblins. Mrs. Bramble appears, takes her kitten, and gives me a suspicious look. "Thank you," she says to Arthur, then to me. "Try not to drown next time." Arthur laughs, a deep, rolling sound. "What's your name, little hero?" "Dawn," I mutter. "Arthur." He studies me. "You always this adventurous?" "Only on days ending in Y." He grins. "Come by the forge later. Least I can do is make sure you're really okay." I nod, legs still shaking from adrenaline. "Thank you, Arthur." He gives me a small salute and heads back to his forge, his broad shoulders disappearing around the corner. I stand there for a moment, water dripping from my clothes, heart still racing. But not from the near drowning, from those steady hands and that warm smile. That afternoon, I find myself outside the forge, hesitating. The rhythmic clang of hammer on anvil calls to me. I push open the door. Arthur looks up, sweat glistening on his forearms. "You came." Goblins keep their promises. He gestures to a stool. "Sit. Let me finish this." I watch him work, pure focus, pure strength. The metal bends to his will, but his touch is gentle, like he was with me. When he's done, he pours water for both of us. "So, goblin grace, huh?" I laugh. "My specialty. How often does it lead to you needing to be rescued?" My face burns a bright pink. "Usually only when there's a handsome man nearby to catch me." Arthur wipes his hands on his apron. "There's this place, the Rusty Tankard. Best food in town. Meet me there at sunset?" "Is this you asking me to dinner?" I tease. He blushes. "Yes, if you'd like. And maybe me wanting to know more about the goblin who saves kittens too." "Deal." I beam. I show up at the Rusty Tankard, wearing my best tunic. Arthur's there, cleaned up, his greying hair combed back. He stands when I enter, such a gentleman. We talk for hours. He tells me about his forge, his craft. I tell him about my travels, my misadventures. The chemistry is there, humming between us. When he walks me home, there's a moment at my door where our hands almost touch. "See you tomorrow?" he asks. "Goblin's honour, I promise." He smiles. "Be careful crossing rivers." No promises. The next morning, I show up at the forge with a basket of pastries to thank him properly. But of course, Goblin grace strikes again. I knock over a bucket of water, slip on the wet floor, and Arthur catches me. Again. "You're making a habit of this," he teases, steadying me. "Maybe I like being caught by handsome men," I shoot back with a mischievous grin. He laughs, and I end up helping by sorting his scrap metal, by colour. He watches, amused, as I create a rainbow of iron shavings. Then I spot a small figurine he's been working on, a tiny cat for Mrs. Bramble's kitten. "You made this?" I ask, delighted. "Working on it," he says, a little shy. Thought the little guy deserved something for his trouble. My heart melts. "You're secretly a softie." "Don't tell the soldiers," he says with a wink. Later, when I'm attempting to pump the bellows, I accidentally overdo it. The forge flares wildly, and Arthur has to scramble to control the heat. He's not mad, though, just shaking his head with a smile. "You're chaos," he says. "Chaos that keeps life interesting," I counter. "That you do," he agrees, his blue eyes warm. By lunchtime, we've fallen into an easy rhythm, me causing minor disasters, him working metal like it's an extension of himself. As the sun drops toward the horizon, Arthur sets his hammer down, looking thoughtful. "Come over for dinner tonight," Arthur says, sweat dripping from his brow. I make a mean herb-crusted fish. Least I can do, after you nearly drowned saving that kitten. I tilt my head. "You cook?" "Good blacksmiths know heat," he winks, "and I promise not to burn it." "Deal," I say, already looking forward to it. That evening, I show up at his cottage with a bottle of wine. It's cosy, forge out back, small garden, the smell of herbs in the air. He answers the door, hair still damp from washing up. He bows and says, "Welcome to my humble abode," which makes me... The fish is perfect. We talk late into the night, and when he walks me home, our hands brush. Neither of us pulls away. He looks at me, eyes warm, and asks, "Same time tomorrow?" "Wouldn't miss it," I whisper. I can feel the spark between us, and it's definitely growing into a small flame in my heart. That night, I dream of a hot forge, delicate metal kittens, and a very handsome blacksmith. The next morning, the guard captain comes in with a special commission. A new sword. Arthur's eyes light up as he explains the process to me. Choosing the right iron, purifying it, shaping it, quenching it. It's a whole art form. "Want to help?" he asks. I nod eagerly. Over the next few days, I watch him work. The way he moves with the metal, the heat, the water. It's like a dance, and I'm mesmerized. I help where I can, pumping the bellows, bringing him water, even trying my hand at some simple hammering. Mostly I cause minor chaos, but Arthur just laughs and keeps going. By the third day, the sword is taking shape. I watch as he quenches the blade, steam rising, metal singing. It's beautiful, and so is he in that moment. "You're amazing," I say softly. He looks up, surprised. "It's just a sword." "No," I say. "It's art. It's beautiful." He stares at me for a long moment, the forge's glow painting his face. Then he sets the sword aside and steps closer. "You see things differently," he says. "Goblin eyes," I whisper. "Beautiful eyes," he replies, "ears red." Our first real kiss happens right there, in the heat of the forge, with the sword cooling beside us. It's soft, tentative. When we pull apart, he rests his forehead against mine. "Been wanting to do that since I hauled you out of the river." "Arthur," I breathe. "Come back tomorrow?" he asks hopefully. "Definitely," I answer, eyes sparkling in the light of the forge. After 3 days of watching Arthur work his magic, the sword is nearly done. I return the morning of the 4th day as promised. He completes the final touches, then polishes the blade until it gleams with a mirror-like finish. Eyeing the blade critically, he says, "I need to take this to the guard captain for inspection." Eyes on me. "Want to come?" I nod eagerly. "Wouldn't miss it." We walk together through town, the sword in a leather scabbard. People greet Arthur warmly, eyeing me curiously. I catch him standing a little taller with me by his side, and warmth envelops me. At the guardhouse, the captain draws the sword, tests its balance, his eyes widening. "This is exceptional work, Arthur," he says. "Your best yet." Arthur's chest puffs with pride. "Had some inspiration." "And help." The captain looks down at me, then back at Arthur, and a knowing smile crosses his face. "Help, eh? Well, looks like it was the right kind of help. This is magnificent. Great job, both of you." We leave the guardhouse and Arthur turns to me. "Dawn?" "Yes," I ask. He hesitates, then reaches for my hand. "Nothing, just thank you." I squeeze his hand and don't let go until we get back to his place. We get back to his cottage, and it's like the air's changed between us. He pours wine, but neither of us drinks much. We're just talking for hours about everything. His late wife, my travels, our dreams. When the fire burns low, he walks me to the door. But this time, he doesn't let go of my hand. "Dawn," he says, voice low. "I know it's soon, but..." I look up at him. "I know." He kisses me then, deeper than before, like he's been holding back. I melt into it, my hands tangling in his greying hair. When we pull apart, we're both breathless. Things are happening fast between us, aren't they? I nod. Very fast. He nods, understanding. "Tomorrow?" "Always tomorrow," I promise. I leave with his taste on my lips and my heart full. The next day is relaxed, me helping at the forge, which mostly means watching Arthur work and causing minor chaos here and there. This time, I arrange all his tools by colour. His eyes gleaming with humour, I can tell Arthur is trying very hard not to laugh. Apparently, he finds my obsession with arranging things by colour quite humorous. Eventually, the sun drops close to the horizon, and Arthur puts his hammer down, looking at me. "Tomorrow's the weekend," Arthur says. "Let me pack us a proper lunch. Meet me by the old willow? We can have a picnic and enjoy the day relaxing." I nod, already imagining a full day with him alone, just the two of us. No forge, no hammer, just us. "I'll be there," I say, cheeks blushing pink. Arthur spreads a blanket under the old willow, the river sparkling beside us. Lunch is simple but perfect. Herb-crusted fish, fresh bread, berries, and a bottle of wine. We talk for hours about everything and nothing. He tells me more about his late wife, how lonely he's been since her passing. I tell him about my wandering days, always searching for somewhere to belong. At some point we stop talking because our lips are together. This time the kiss is deeper, full of promise and wonder. We stay there, kissing and holding each other for what feels like an eternity and a brief moment all at once. As the sun sets, painting the river gold, he takes my hand. "Dawn," he says, voice serious. "I know it's fast, but these past few days, you've become my home." He turns to face me fully. "Stay," he whispers, "not just for tonight, not just for tomorrow. Stay with me. Make my home our home." Tears fill my eyes. "You want me to live with you?" "Yes," he says, voice cracking. "I want you to stay. Forever, if you'll have me." I launch myself into his arms, kissing him deeply. "Yes, yes, I'll stay." The sunset, the river, the man holding me like I'm the most precious thing in the world. This is home, and I never want to leave. We walk home hand in hand as stars appear. The cottage feels different tonight. Ours. Arthur lights candles while I change into one of his shirts. In bed, we celebrate our new love gently, tenderly. No rush, just us. Two souls finally home. The end. Thank you so much for listening to my story. It means everything to me. I hope to see you for the next one. Goodbye.